there, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Betsy and I bake a lot. So today what we're gonna make is carrot cake. I love carrot cake, but I've never understood the value of chunks of carrot in a carrot cake. It added texture but never moisture, and that's what I love about carrot cake. So years ago I ran across a recipe and it called for carrot baby food, and that was brilliant. The texture was gonna come from pineapple and walnuts, but I was gonna get the moisture of pureed carrot. So for years, I bought little jars of baby food and made carrot cake. But when I opened the bakery, that just didn't make sense anymore because we were gonna be doing mass quantity and I was never gonna be standing there opening hundreds of jars of baby food. So I switched the recipe up a little bit and now I puree carrots, just regular canned carrots, juice and all. For the most part, I'm just trying to get the full pieces broken down. It doesn't have to be a fine puree. There's never a problem if there's some chunks in there that's gonna add even more texture to our carrot cake. Okay, once we have the carrots pureed, I pull out the mixer because everything else is going to get mixed and blended with our mixer. So we start with 1.5 cups of oil. And again, I choose canola oil. There's no right or wrong answer here. I just like the taste of canola oil. So 1.5 cups of oil, and then 1.5 cups of the pureed carrots. I'm going to add 4 eggs. And 2 cups of sugar. Once I have that in there, I'm just going to start mixing. While that's mixing, I'm going to start adding some dry ingredients. I've got 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Again, I just scraped that on the top of the box to make it level. 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. That one I just shake off to make it level. And 1 teaspoon of salt. I'm just going to let this run continually at a very low speed and add in 2 cups of flour. And now while that's mixing, I'm going to add 1/2 cup of pineapple and 1/2 cup of chopped walnuts. And with the pineapple, I buy it pre-chopped, and I want juice in there as well. 1/2 cup of that, and then 1/2 cup of walnuts. I'm going to make sure and scrape this down so we don't get a big clump of something on the bottom. And just make sure it's mixed. And that is as simple as it is. The carrot cake batter is now done. The beauty of carrot cake in this particular recipe is you can make it into a full-size carrot cake or minis. Now, if you make the full-size carrot cake, beautiful, but no one will actually take a piece of carrot cake. They'll eat 6 of the minis, but people somehow think it's somehow different. But I prefer to make the minis, so I'm going to go ahead and scoop these into my mini pan. So I'm going to spray the mini muffin pan down, and to do that, I just use my spray, but just make sure you get each one really well. I tend to do little circles. When scooping it out, I use a scoop. You could easily just use a spoon as well. So then I put these in the oven for about 8 minutes, using a toothpick to check the middle to make sure they're done. All I'm looking for is for the toothpick to come out clean and not too brown around the edges. So while the carrot cake's in the oven cooking, I'm going to go ahead and make up the cream cheese frosting, because while carrot cake is great, the best part of carrot cake is the cream cheese frosting. You could put that on a flip-flop and it would be good. So it starts with 8 tablespoons of butter, or 1 stick. Again, I've just let that warm up while sitting on the counter. My rule of thumb is 4 hours to sit on the counter. It doesn't have to be quite that long, but that's usually what I try to get, because then it's nice and soft. Once I do that, I'm going to put in 2 blocks of cream cheese. I've also put this on the counter to soften. It makes mixing a whole lot easier. I do not like putting cream cheese in the microwave to thaw it. It starts to bake. You definitely don't want that. Okay, once I have those 2 in the mixer, I'm going to go ahead and get those blended. It goes a lot easier if you get these two blended before you start putting in the powdered sugar. Once I've done that, I'm going to start with 4 cups of powdered sugar. I say I'm going to start with it because I never quite know how it's going to come out. So 4 cups of powdered sugar, and then mix her on slow. Once that starts to get mixed, we can add a pinch of salt and a teaspoon of vanilla. Okay, the reason I say I start with 4 cups of powdered sugar is it depends when I need this frosting. If I'm making this frosting ahead of time, I can put this in the fridge and it's going to firm up and it's going to be perfect. If I'm going to need it right now and I want to frost something right now, I'm going to add a little more powdered sugar. Because we had the butter and the cream cheese at room temperature, it's softer than usual. So if I was going to use it right now, I would probably add another half a cup of powdered sugar just to get the right consistency. And then I always give it a good mix by hand at the last minute just to make sure there's nothing on the bottom that's not mixed in real well. So this is what they look like when they come out of the oven, and I've popped them out of the mini muffin pan. And then I've just put my cream cheese frosting in a pastry bag, and I'm going to pipe some frosting on. And the more frosting, the better. So here are our 2 finished options. You can do a whole carrot cake, or with the same recipe, you can make minis. I hope you enjoy these as much as I do. I'm actually going to eat one now because I love them so much. Enjoy.